Hi there, fellas. I've been out of commission for about a week, out on vacation. Thanksgiving was last week, if you didn't know. But when I came back, there were a lot of surprises waiting for me, and there's a couple things that I need to talk about. Some of them are needs, some of them are wants. But the point is, there's a couple things on my plate that I really need to dish out for you guys. Honestly, it's not something I can keep pushing off, so you're gonna have to bear with me before I get back to what I normally do. Anyways, so if you're in my Steam group, which thank you for the people who did join, I'm at like 11,000 group members at this point, which is really good. But so like basically there's fishers and stuff in it that go around adding people in the group, and you might think that that's not good for your group, is it? Pretty much anyone with a group over 10,000 members is gonna have to deal with this, and I'm just now figuring out that basically these guys love just lurking around your groups, adding random people, and seeing if they can fish them. Which basically means they pretend that they were hosting a raffle in my group, which they were not doing. So if you've been added by anyone that's like, hey, you just won 1 out of 10 items, come pick it. Don't click any links. This is something I've really wanted to pick up because I was out of town during this, and I promised that I would come home and tell people about it because apparently people are very dumb on the internet. I've just figured this out for myself. It's crazy. And I think this is something that deserves being brought up with you. The fact of the matter is, the more I grow, the more dumb people show up, and I'm not saying you're dumb, but okay, that's what I'm saying. You're dumb, and I want to help you not be dumb. Unless you're not dumb and you know what you're doing, in which case you're fine. But for the specific people who are wondering, like, what do I do? Is this real? I've posted on my Twitter that it is not real and to not follow it and to report the people. I've made Steam announcements in my group that they are not real. I have made discussions in my group. There are threads about it everywhere. If you were one of the people that said, is this a scam? I don't know. Just understand there are places you can figure that out. But anyways, that's not the only place people are dumb. So if you've gone to my comments section recently in the past month or so, you've noticed it's been deteriorating slightly. And I haven't noticed it too well. I've noticed it, but I try not to judge it or anything, just because I'm so used to reading as much as I possibly can. And as I've grown, it's become way harder to do that. And I've actually gotten emails from specific people that I recognize for having good comments, who have straight up told me, like, Funk, your comment section is reaching like sin level, or Muselk. Anyone that has a not good comment section is the thing. And since I'm smaller, I feel like I have a good opportunity to try and stop that. So if I can step in and tell people, listen, I'm going to lay it down right here for you. A lot of people that make these bad comments are people that just want, like, attention. Like, hey, maybe if I say first, or like fist me, or some not that funny joke, he'll respond, or he'll at least chuckle. I appreciate the effort, but I think it would be a lot cooler if you just kind of put heart into what you say. I read everything, whether or not it's long, short. I try and read everything I see. So just put some thought into what you comment, please. It would make things way better for me if I were reading them and everything comes from the heart. And it's not just, oh, I got a comment because there's not that many comments yet. But that's the thing. Basically, just don't be dumb, please. Respect my intelligence, I will respect yours. It's a two-way streak. So finally, you may have noticed that I was out of town last week for Thanksgiving, and it might shock you to know I'm going to be out of town this weekend because I'm going to DC for another vacation. I know I'm a lazy bum and I should not be going out a second time, but I've got things that I want to do, places I want to see, and basically this is the best time frame that I can do it. I'm probably going to try and have something to upload at that time, but I'm still figuring things out, so I may or may not. Point is, that's going to be happening. That's about everything I need to talk about, just to give you an update on how I feel and what is on my mind. There are a couple things that I kind of want to talk about, so I'll just jump straight into those. 100,000 subscrinos is actually coming up pretty soon. I think I'm at like 90k or 91k now. I would expect that I'll probably hit it by the end of December, which would be really cool if it matched up with Christmas. But basically, you get like a silver play button when you hit 100,000. So I guess I need to claim that as soon as possible, because I know some people claim it and they still get it like 4 months later. I don't want to do that. I mean, I don't expect to get way larger than 100,000, so I gotta take what I can get. But that's pretty cool. About like not thinking I could get any bigger, I do want to improve myself because I've been treating my channel the same way I did when I was at 5,000, which basically means I'm gonna make what I want to make, but I think in the back of my head I only wanted to make things people would accept, which means I don't play other games that much. I don't really experiment as much as I should have. I think I'm gonna try and branch out of that because 100,000 was basically the goal I set for myself. Like, hey, when you hit this point, you need to figure out what you're doing. So yeah, I'm gonna start trying to figure out what I'm doing, and you're gonna have to bear with me on figuring that out. The last thing is, well, that's not the last thing. It's kind of relevant to that. I do look at my views and my likes for an idea to sort of gauge is the right word, how well I've been doing on the improvement factor. And there have been spikes where it's like, I'm one of the channels that is always, well, not always, a lot of the times getting more views than I do subscribers. And it was like that for a long time. But as I've been closing in on 100,000, it's sort of catching up. You see what I mean? Like, I'll get 100,000 views on a video, but I have 100,000 subs. So if I get to a point where I'm getting more subs than I am views, that means I'm probably not doing a good job of evening it out. Same thing with likes. A lot of people at 100,000 are getting like 5,000 or more likes. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I'm not there. I'm usually getting like 2,500, and you guys know me at this point. I don't like asking people to like or anything, because if you don't like it, then fucking dislike it and tell me in the comments to never do it again. I want you to do that. If you like it, you can like it, because that'll tell me like, okay, this is something I can keep doing. I'm not gonna keep repeating this. I just thought I should say it at least once in my YouTube career that likes do help. I don't like to admit it, but it does. After that, I think that's pretty much everything I've had on my mind in terms of my YouTube channel, other than a lot of people don't take me seriously. They don't think I'm that good at the game, and to an extent, I am pretty rusty when I don't practice, but I am decent at the game. I'm at least, I'm above a pub level, and I'm at relatively believable competitive level. I could play silver. I could probably play gold if I practiced more. I'm going into, well, I'm not even going into that. Sixes, I'm going into open. I'm hopefully going into open for sixes, and Highlander probably going on to silver or gold. That's what's going on with me. If you got something going on with you, I mean, and it's something you might think I find interesting, then tell me. You know, I'm interested. I'd like to talk, have a conversation with you. Let's make this a recurring thing every week. Let's have a little chit chat. If that's everything I have to say, I guess I should just close it off now, because there's not much that I can think of to say. Also, I'm very awkward when talking, and I've noticed that, and I've been catching on to it, because my mannerisms are kind of a collection of people that I watch or know or talk to. And for the longest time, I thought that was good because I am this person, but I like these people, so it influences who I am. I think I'm gonna start trying to catch myself when I do like word flubs. Like, you know, when I'm like, blah, 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 that's a word flub. If I do that, I'm gonna stop myself. I want to completely get rid of that habit. I want to get rid of this S-lisp. I want to be able to talk like a human being and not like an awkward 12-year-old child who is afraid to say what he wants to. Get out of your comfort zone. And if you're like me, I suggest you try to get out of your comfort zone too. That's everything I have to say, actually. So I'm gonna leave. Bye.